Hey there, if you're new here, my name's Jana, and as you could tell from the title of this video is going to be about my miscarriage story of my second pregnancy and second miscarriage. So this one's going to be a bit different than last time. It happened totally differently, but just a trigger warning before I get into it. If you're sensitive to this topic, definitely click off now because I'm gonna go through my whole experience. So I did take a couple of clips like as I was going through different stages of this, so I'm going to insert them and then just kind of explain what happened between the clips. So basically, I was 7 weeks and 3 days pregnant when I started having symptoms. So that's kind of where the first clip picks up, and I'll go ahead and insert that here. So I'm 7 weeks and 3 days pregnant today, and I am very worried. Last night, or like all day yesterday, I was having cramping and like some mild spotting that was just like brown, very, very light spotting. But then at night, at like 8 p.m., I started getting severe cramping and a severe backache. And I took 500 milligrams of Tylenol and it didn't do anything. It was like the kind of pain that I couldn't fall asleep. And I know that cramping and spotting can be normal in early pregnancy, but this just didn't feel normal to me. So I've been very worried, and I called my doctor's office this morning and I convinced them to squeeze me in for an ultrasound today. I basically told them that if they can't get me in, that I'm gonna go to the ER because my first appointment in ultrasound is scheduled for 4 days from now, and I just can't, I can't focus on anything. I've been crying intermittently, and so I just need to know if everything's okay, or if it's not, I can't wait 4 more days. So we'll see what happens. The appointment's in about 2 hours. I just showered, and I guess I'm gonna try to do some work until then and try to not think about it. I'm having much milder cramping today, so I hope that that's a sign that things are okay, but I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it. So when we went to my OB appointment, my husband was able to come with me, which was really good. And the first thing we did was go to the ultrasound, and I knew immediately, as soon as the ultrasound was on the screen, I could tell instantly that it was not right. There was almost nothing there. There was like the tiniest little black spot. So it was very obvious because I'd seen previous ultrasounds when things, were developing, and I could just tell instantly that it wasn't right. So she spent some time taking pictures, but I already knew. I mean, going into it before the appointment, I told my husband, look, I really think that this is a miscarriage, and if it's not, we'll be pleasantly surprised, but go ahead and prepare yourself for that being the outcome, because I'm in so much pain that I don't think that this can be normal. So I was already pretty prepared. Then after the ultrasound, we met with the doctor, and she was very kind of quiet and being very gentle and sensitive to our feelings. And she was like, oh, well, it looks like it's about 5 weeks. And I had taken OBKs, and I knew exactly how far along I should be. I knew it should have been 7 weeks and 3 days. But she was like, well, maybe you're just not as far along as you think you are. And I was like, no, that's not what's going on here. But I think she was maybe just trying to give me some hope. And she was like, okay, well, we can take your blood today and then take it again next week and, see where your levels are at. And, but I was like, I mean, okay, sure, we can do that. But, I'm pretty sure that this is a miscarriage. I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening. And she was like, you feel like it's imminent? And I was like, yeah, I really do. I'm in a lot of pain. And she was like, okay, well, since you're not as far along as you were last time, you have more options. So she offered me my next steps. I could either take Cytotec, which is the pill that you take either orally or down there to kind of help speed things along, or you can do a DNC, which in this case was not medically necessary, but she gave me that option. Or the third option was that I could just let this happen naturally at home. And I'd heard some horror stories about Cytotech, plus I just really felt like this was about to happen. And so I opted to just do the natural route, and I'm glad that I did that. I'll get to that in a minute. But then she also said that since this isn't the first miscarriage, I have more options to do more of like a workup. So I went ahead and did like a full blood workup, CBC, chemistry. They tested my thyroid. They tested for some other disease that can be like with clotting or something like that. I don't remember the name of it right now. And they offered to do genetic testing on my husband and myself, just to see if there are any hidden abnormalities that whenever we put them together, they don't jive to make a baby properly. But honestly, I feel like we know that the first pregnancy ended because it was trisomy 18, which is a random genetic mutation. And I just truly feel like it was something random again. Basically, after that appointment, we went home, and almost immediately when I got home, things started happening naturally, very quickly, like TMI, but it was like a gush of blood. Before, I'd just been having like brown spotting, but this was like a lot of red blood coming out, and that kind of continued. I was in a lot of pain. I did take pain medication, which helped. And then after a couple hours later that evening, I passed a couple of clots, and one of them was like a little bit smaller than a quarter, and one of them was maybe the size of like a penny or a dime, pretty small. But the smaller one like looked a little bit weird, where I was like, I think that this is it. Like the way that it looked, it didn't look like a normal blood clot. I don't want to get too descriptive, but I was pretty sure that that was it. And my doctor had told me that once it all finishes passing, that you'll just magically not be in pain anymore. Well, I definitely didn't feel any magic happening. I was still in a lot of pain. I was still bleeding. But yeah, the pain did not magically go away from me, but that all happened at 7 weeks and 3 days. So I was hoping that like the bleeding would just kind of dwindle from there, and then that would be it. But yeah, the next video or the next clip picks up the day after all this had happened, when like I thought it was over, but really I was like still in so much pain. So I'll insert that one here. I am seriously in so much pain right now. I really thought that everything was done yesterday and the pain had stopped and the bleeding had stopped today. My doctor said that whenever it's done, like the pain will just magically go away. And so I really thought, oh, it hurts. I really thought that it was all just done yesterday, but oh my gosh, holy MFing shit. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. Everything just feels inflamed and it hurts. And like you just don't even want to move or breathe. Like a minute ago, I was just about screaming out in pain. It really hurts. So I'm hoping that this is over today, over quickly, because the pain is a lot and I've taken medicine, and I mean, I guess it's helped. It's taken the edge off. I can't imagine how much pain I'd be in if I didn't take anything. But I just feel like this level of intensity, like these really intense cramps that come in waves, there's nothing that would like completely alleviate them. Oh, I feel it like it's like gurgling. I feel it. I just want this to be over. Like I said before, I had to get my blood drawn twice, so I got it drawn on the Thursday, which was when I was 7 weeks, 3 days, whenever the miscarriage was like actually happening. And then I had to get retested. So the next clip is just when I took in the car when I arrived at the OB's office waiting for the appointment. So here that is. All right, so I'm at my OB right now in my car waiting for them to call me and tell me that there's a room available. It's Monday and I'm just getting my second blood draw done to check like my hormone levels and everything and make sure everything's going down like it should be. I don't think I'm even meeting with the doctor today, but yeah, they last tested my blood on Thursday, and normally they test 48 hours later, but since it was the weekend, Monday's the soonest they could do it, so I think I should probably have the results like tomorrow or something, like soon. I don't think it takes all that long. Not entirely sure, but today is day 5 or maybe 6 of this if you count like the nighttime when I was just having pain really before I kind of knew what was going on. And I'm still bleeding and I'm still in a lot of pain. Definitely less pain, but still like a good amount of pain. And I'm feeling nauseous. I think part of that is because I'm in pain, but part of it is like I started getting anxious coming here. I think because I've just had, like, this is the place where I've just gotten all the bad news. Like, it's nothing with the office or anything, they're fine. Just a lot of bad news here. So I think every time I have to come here, I start getting like butterflies in my stomach and probably my blood pressure like goes through the roof. We'll see. They just called me because I had left a message last Friday to make an appointment for a follow-up ultrasound to make sure that the process was over. And so I might be getting squeezed in for an ultrasound, but they're gonna call me back and let me know if they want me to wait longer, because I think she said that usually they want people to wait like a week or 2 before they check you again. But I just figured, like, I'm already here and I think it's done, I'm not sure. I just figured like maybe we could just do it today, but we'll see what they say. Ugh. And I still have to go home and work after this. I don't have that much work to do, just a lot of like learning new things, which I guess is probably like best case scenario. I don't have any like major deliverables right now, because that would suck. That would really suck. So yeah, I think that's enough. Talk to you later. So at that appointment, all that ended up happening was that I got my blood drawn, and they decided that they wanted me to wait until at least a week later to do the ultrasound to confirm that everything had completed, because I was still bleeding and they didn't want to do it too early. So that day I just got my second blood draw and that was it. Waited for the results. So this next clip is whenever I did actually go back to the office to get the ultrasound to confirm that everything was completed. So here that is. So I am back at my OB's office, waiting for them to call me in for my appointment. Today I'm having an ultrasound to make sure that the miscarriage is complete, and then I will meet with the doctor. It's been about a week and a half since that whole process started happening, and the last time I was here. So I don't know if the lab results are going to be back yet. I hope that they are, but it might be too soon. So we'll see what they have to say. I just have like that nervous feeling again. I don't think I'm going to get any surprises today. I'm pretty sure that everything is done with, so hopefully it's just a confirmation. But like I said last time, I think it's just because I associate this place with like the bad news that I've gotten, so I just get like butterflies in my stomach and kind of that like feeling. But yeah, I think they're calling me to come in, so talk to you later. That was the last of the clips, so I'll just fill in the rest of the story now. So at my last appointment, I had the ultrasound and it did confirm that the miscarriage was complete, which is a good thing, because sometimes if it's not, they have to do surgery or you have to do cytotech or you just have to take more steps. So I was glad that they confirmed that it was completed. Now the next thing is that my doctor had my blood results back, so they found everything was normal as expected. So at my first blood draw, my HCG was 789, and at the second one it had dropped to like 49 or 45, so it dropped significantly from Thursday to Monday, which is what I expected. I knew that I had a miscarriage. One thing on that second ultrasound, or on the ultrasound that I saw, was little follicles in my ovaries, and I don't know why, I just thought that was so cute. But my doctor said that's also a good sign that, you know, like my body's healing and getting back on track and doing what it needs to do. So that was good. Everything else with my blood looked normal. I didn't have that like clotting disorder or whatever. And the only thing that she noted to me was that my TSH, which has to do with your thyroid, my TSH was 3.3, and my doctor said that it was totally within normal range, but my doctor said that there's some literature and studies that suggest that it's more optimal to be at 2.5 or below 2.5 to get pregnant and stay pregnant, but the research and studies are very contradictory and it's not conclusive at all. So I was like, she offered me a small dose of thyroid medication if I wanted to help boost it, because basically if your TSH is higher, that means that you're working harder to produce more T3, T4, your thyroid hormones. But I said, no, like if it's not broken, let's not fix it. If the research was conclusive, I would probably say yes. But she was very clear in saying that, you know, there's nothing wrong with your thyroid. You don't have hypothyroidism, but this is just an option if you want it. So I said no. I think I'll just continue to monitor it, because I know that your thyroid and everything, lots of changes go on in your body when you're pregnant. So if it's still within normal ranges, I felt fine just leaving it with that. So the only thing that's still not back yet to this day is the genetic testing from my husband and I. And like I've said before, I don't think that that's gonna turn up with anything, but of course we just want to view all the information that we have available to us. So once again, my doctor said that she wants me to wait at least one normal cycle before trying again. Now, I do want to talk about just kind of like my feelings around this time around, because it was totally different. I cried the night before I thought that the miscarriage was happening, and I cried the morning of when I thought the miscarriage was happening before I'd gotten confirmation. But afterwards, I didn't cry at all, and I was surprisingly, like, I was disappointed, but I wasn't that upset. And I was feeling like, why do I feel so okay? Because the first time was very traumatic. I was very, very, very upset, and I cried for a long time. I cried often, but this time I just felt, I don't know what it was, maybe because it was a lot earlier, or because the whole time in the back of my mind I was just thinking that there was a possibility that this could happen. I don't know why, but none of my family knew that I was pregnant. A few of my friends did know, but I did go ahead and just tell all of my close friends and family what had happened, and everybody was really supportive, and I did like doing it that way. That wasn't something that I felt like I wanted to keep a secret. I've been very open and sharing what I'm going through, and I love having people in my life know about what I'm going through so that they can be there to support and check up on me, and just, yeah, I like that openness. That's how I feel about it. Some people definitely don't feel that way, and that's fine. I've heard some people say that if they've had a second miscarriage in a row, that was even worse than the first one. I don't know why I feel the way I feel, but that's just it. I've also heard some people, or a lot of people, telling me that I'm so strong for feeling this way, but the thing is, to me, is like, I don't have control over the way that I'm feeling, you know, like your initial reaction to something, it's just how you feel about it. So I appreciate people saying that in those comments, but you know, I feel the way I feel. I'm just gonna process all my feelings as they come, and if somebody feels differently about their experience, that's okay too. It's totally normal, however you're processing it. Another question I've gotten a lot is, oh, are we gonna wait longer this time to try again? No, I think we're probably going to try again immediately. We do wanna wait for the results to come back, but I think that they should come back before it's time. So yeah, that's kind of everything. I'm very, very thankful for the headspace that I'm in right now, and I'm just hopeful for the future. I just need to be patient a little bit longer. But thank you so much for watching this video, for listening and following along my journey. Be a good human, and I'll see you later. Bye.